There is a substantial risk of loss associated with trading forex, binary options, stocks, or equities, collectively, asset classes. Only risk capital should be used for trading. Trading in any asset classes is not appropriate for everyone. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. No representation is being made that investors will make profits, or will not sustain losses. Before trading in any asset classes, investors should consult with their professional broker, financial advisor, or financial consultant to determine whether trading asset classes is appropriate. Investors who trade in any asset classes should only do so if the capital used for this purpose represents funds that an investor can afford to lose without adversely impacting the investor's lifestyle. No trading strategy or methodology is without risk of loss. No trading strategy is risk-free, and no trading strategy can guarantee profits or freedom from losses. Investors risk losing the cost to execute any transaction, including associated commissions or fees. You should carefully consider whether trading in any asset class is appropriate for you in light of your investment experience and financial resources. Any trading decisions you make are solely your responsibility and at your own risk. None of the statements or materials in the Auvoria Prime chat rooms constitute a solicitation or recommendation to buy or sell.
So my name is Nathan Williams. I am the developer of the AIMM software suite, which includes Arrow, Red Light, Green Light, and Market Makers Trend. All right, welcome to the call. This is the Developer Insights call. We go over everything Arrow, Red Light, Green Light, Market Makers Trend. If you are new, please drop in the chat. You're new, all right? So I know who's all new and has been using it, just got the software set up. So if you need help getting set up, let me know if you need any help, all right? Jonathan's new. Hey, welcome, Jonathan. Welcome, Jonathan. Nate looks like a caution sign. Beware of wet floor collecting liquidity. Looking crazy, man. Grady Caldwell, new. Welcome, welcome. Megan Canfield, new. Welcome, welcome. Megan, you're not new. Elijah Gidlow, new. Welcome, welcome. D. Armour, new. Welcome, welcome. All right. So everybody that's new, are you set up? Benet Mensa, new. Welcome. Welcome to the family, everybody. If you're new and you need help getting set up, let me know. All right. Make sure you feel like you're missing a few things. All right. No problem, we can go over stuff. Whatever questions you have here, let me know. Even if it's the basics, guys, even if it's how to go through MT4. You know, I know Megan, me and you talked about just basics about how to utilize just the MT4 platform. All right. So, all right. Babino, welcome. All right. So let's just go through it real quick then, guys. Let's go through it. All right. All right, so here's my MT4 platform. All right. If you have any questions while we go ahead. Don't, feel free to ask. I will try my best to answer those. All right. Again, I appreciate everybody being concerned for those who reached out to me, as well as being, patient. Reed and I missed the call this morning and had a postpone this call. I've been at the hospital all day. Going back after this call, and we'll have New York session tomorrow to make up for it today. And I'm mad because I marked my chart up for the New York Open, and literally we would have caught 1,200 pips in 6 minutes. So I was a little upset that we missed that call, because that would have been one of those epic 6-minute trades and we're done for the day. Literally, I'm talking about the entry happened right at 8:30, and by 8:36, TP of 1,200 pips was hit. It was so much easy trade. It was an easy day today. Some people caught it in the chat. Congrats. All right, I only got one alert for Red Light, Green Light for the whole day. Is that normal? It can be, depending on how many pairs you have open. And if you're using T1 or T2, I have Arrow, Red Light, Green Light. Do I need to set up the risk manager and trade manager as well? You can, Grady, if you want to use them. It's up to you. Hey, Nate, when you set a alert for when price hits a certain point, how do you get the alert to come to your phone instead of just on the computer? Thanks in advance. I'll show you how to get those. It's not a problem. All right. So, all right. First of all, let's go ahead and open a chart. If you need to know how to open a chart, right here under File, you have this icon, Create a New Chart. All right. Now you're only going to see what's available there. If you want to add more pairs here, then you need to go to View, Symbols, and then from here, depending on your broker, you'll have multiple icons here. You may have 1 or 2 or 4 or 10. All right. Mine is broken up into Forex pairs, CFD, metals, crypto. So my Forex pairs are here. So if I come in here and I double click on them and I turn them to gold, or I turn them, if they're gold, they're on. That means I can find them in the create new chart. If they're not gold, then I cannot find them. So I'll show you guys here. Let me come in here and take everything off. All right, I don't trade all this anyway. I only stick to a few pairs. So I'll stick to my GJ and I'll turn everything else on. And you guys will see that I only have, all right, we'll turn everything off. All right, and turn that one off. Boom, so the only thing that on is GJ. CFD will come here, we'll turn that one off. We'll turn that one off. So I got German 30, NAS 100, US 30. Go to metals, turn gold off, come down here to crypto, turn these two off, hit close, come back up here, and boom. Now my list is so much smaller. All I have is these 4. Those are the 4 pairs that I trade. So if you want to go in here and add anything, again, you go back to view, symbols, open up whatever box you need to open up. Got a fly in here. My apologies, guys. And you double click until it shows gold. When it's gold, AUDJPY, now you can come in here and boom, what's that? AUDJPY. All right. That's how you add it there. Now, let's go ahead and add a chart. There's GJ. There goes GJ. All right. Check the chat real quick. Can you show how to add things like Tesla, Microsoft? It's the same thing, same way, Megan. The exact same way. I just showed you. My broker is a funded account. They don't give you stocks, but it's the exact same way. So I'll show you how to show alerts. All right. So that's how to add pairs. All right. That's a commonly asked question. How to add alerts. Guys, these videos are in the back office. There is what's called the Forex Basis course that I created. It walks you through all this. Also, in the red light, green light video, I show you how to add alerts. Also in Market Maker Trend video, also in the arrow video, setup videos. All 3 setup videos shows you how to link your account, your alerts to your phone. So if you're asking this question, that tells me you haven't gone back and watched the videos. Make sure you guys are watching the videos. All the information is there for you guys so that you have it. All right. So to add alerts, you need to go to tools, all right, options. And then from here, you come to notifications. Under notifications, all right, delete that out here. I will show you here. Give me 1 second. Let me go to mine. I'm going to I'm going to my MT4 on my phone. You guys have the MT4 on your phone. All right, MT4 on the phone. All right, let me delete all this out. All right, so on MT4 on my phone, right here, you can see, I go to the settings and I select chat and messages. Chat and messages. You select chat and messages, and once you select that, it's going to give you a blank screen. And at the very bottom, it's going to show your MetaQuotes ID number. So I'm going to type in my MetaQuotes ID number. All right, yours is going to be unique to you. All right. So I got my MetaQuotes ID. Enable push notifications, check. Notify of trade transactions, check. All right, then I hit test. I hit test and boom. Now I got a test signal that just popped up. It went from blank, now I got a test signal here. All right, now every signal I get will now come through the phone. All right, it doesn't go directly to your phone. It's a notification to your MetaTrader 4 app on your phone. All right. MetaTrader, you must have MetaTrader 4 app on your phone to receive the notifications. All right. You must be logged in to that account. So whatever account you're logged into on your computer, your tablet, your desktop, your laptop, you need to be logged into that same account on your MT4 platform app on your phone, and then you can receive notifications. You also need to make sure that you go to the settings on your phone and make sure that MetaTrader 4 can receive notifications. Turn the notifications on to the MetaTrader 4 app. All right. Once you've done that, piece of cake, then you're done. Now you are done. Now you can receive notifications to your phone. All All right. If I went too fast for you, this is being recorded. It'll be in the back office by tomorrow, and you can rewatch it to go over it, or you just go watch one of those 3 setup videos: arrow, red light, green light, market makers, trend, and I'll walk you through the exact same process. All right. So you cannot save your settings. Just so you guys know, the reason why you cannot save your settings is because the VPS that we utilize is locked down. There's a reason. There are a lot of thieves out there that their sole job is they go out, they find softwares like mine that are working, or they find other softwares that like Variable and Gearbox and Neo and Panther and Flash that are automated softwares, and they get the file. Then they de-encrypt the file, and then now they have the code, and now they can go out there and sell it as if it's theirs. All right, that is that's theft. And so what Auvoria Prime does, which is why a big reason why I partnered with them, because they have the foresight, is they've invested into a VPS company which will lock down the VPS. So there's certain things you can't do. And unfortunately, one of those things you can't do is save your own templates. I will try to make it easier by adding more templates, like maybe a red light, green light T1 template, a red light, green light T2 template. That way, all you have to do is go to the templates folder up here, and like you do now to find the blackout and arrow, you can come up here and find T1 and T2. So I may go in there and set those templates up to make it a little bit easier for you guys. But that's about it. That's about all I can really do for you guys, is try to help you out from that standpoint. But that's the reason why, is to protect the developers and the amount of money and time that we put into making these softwares, because we don't want to see that our software has been stolen and now either given away for free or being sold, by someone else outside the company, for a one-time $100 fee. All right, whatever the case may be, if people had to rip people off. So that's why you cannot save the settings. All right, let's check the chat here. All right, I have not received any alerts on my phone for MMT. All right, MMT is only going to give you alert. All right, let's go look at it here. Let's pull up MMT real quick. Market makers trend is only going to give you 1 alert per day if the trend changes. If the trend doesn't change, it's not going to give you an alert. Stop thinking you need to have an alert every day, every 5 minutes. All right, look, this is GBPJPY. We have not had a change in trend since March 8th. Therefore, as you can see, the trend is still up. It hasn't changed. So I'm not going to have an alert. It's only going to give you an alert for when the trend changes. All right, now, I talked to my developer. We may add in the settings for entries. There were some on there. I took them off because, again, use this with arrow. We may add those back on, but as of right now, the only time it gives you a new alert is when the trend changes. So when it goes from market maker buy to market maker sell, like for example here, we were in a sell trend here, and then boom, once it got to this new day here, market maker buy popped up, and guess what? You got a new alert. So market maker sales up here happened on this day, and then so for 1, 2, 3 days, we were in a market maker sell trend, and boom, on this day, we turned to a market maker buy, and we've been in a market maker buy trend for 2 weeks now. When the market is trending, you do not get changes. Simple as that, guys. You only get notification when the markets change. Trend, that's it. You see, we're still going up. And the alerts only come at the start of the new day. All right, so you don't get an alert, don't worry about it. Market's still going in that same direction. If you guys have not noticed, most pairs are trending, are moving long ways because of everything going on in Ukraine and everything, and Russia. All right. Can you show how to add things like, okay, once you are in a trade, how do you know how long to stay in a trade? I know to stay in trades based on institutional levels. All right, so how you know how long to stay in the trade? All right, for me, I use T2, right? I use T2 because TU is the trend. I like to trade with the trend. As you can see here, T2 is up, so boom, there it is. Gave entry right there, and we had a little drawdown, and it ran up. 37 pips, still going. All right, so for me, I go to the H4. Actually, I go to H4 time frame. Those are the higher time frames. All right, and I find a order block. All right, so as I can see here, that is an order block right there. That's the last up candle before the down move that broke structure. All right. What is structure? Look at all this right here. Look at all these. Look at this. Look at this. These highs. These I'm sorry. These lows. Prices are moving in here. We got here. Price came below all of this. So price has now shifted to a what? A downtrend. You can see we were moving up here, and then what? Price broke below that trend line. Came back up, tested it. Look at that. Came back up, tested it, and dropped. That is a order block right there. All right. And because that's an order block, then I know what? That is a potential take profit level for me. So if I go back to the 15-minute time frame, I got in that trade right there. If I want to get in that one, I'm, it's pretty close to the order block. I might not take that. It did go 37 pips, but it's only 10 pips away from the order block. That's how I know how long to stay in trades. All right. I look at points of interest. All right. The reason why I know it reversed right here. Why did it reverse? I know why it reversed. It reversed because look, it came up to Asia high. The entry was right there at Asia high. Asia high is a natural support and resistance level. All right. So it tested Asia high, came back down, then finally went back up and broke through it. All right. So there's a lot that goes on. So again, you want to find what works best for you. Red light, green light is a software that you can do what? It's a software that you can go and back test. So you don't need to ask me, take profit, best time frames. Go find yourself. Depending on your strategy, depending on your work schedule, your life, how you got everything scheduled, what works best for you? Do you need to be in and out? Say, I only have 2 hours a day to trade. All right, great. You probably want to be on the minute 1, minute 5 time frame because you can get a lot more entries. All right. And if you're getting entries at the right time of day, you're good. This is during a session. I wouldn't take that. This was at the end of the day. I wouldn't take that. GJ, I would have had no entries for M5. Yesterday, this is during New York session. I'd have took both of those. Beautiful setups. All right. GJ is a great pair to trade during London and New York. All right. This is early. This one is, let me see what time of day this is. That entry here, move this out of the way. This entry here is at 7:15, which is after midnight, my time. So that's inside the money zone. I take that trade. All right. So why it's great to have arrow and red light, green light together. Oh, London session. Let me look at this here. That is at 6:30 o'clock. That one's at 8:35, and these are at 11:15. Oh yeah, these three definitely are good because this is all New York open. I mean, on London open here. So those buys are good. These two, these three. Well, I definitely would take this one because it's outside of the session. These two they're inside the money zone. These three for sure I'm taking because they're during London session. And look what happens. All right. You want to make sure you're trading at the right time of day. Just because you get an alert doesn't mean you should take it. Will they win sometimes? Sure. Will they win a lot of times? Sometimes. It all depends on the pair. But guess what? If you take trades during the time of day they're supposed to be traded, you have a high probability win rate. All right. So it's a complicated answer. I say if you're on Forex pairs and you're using the 5-minute and the 15-minute, you should be looking for 10 to 30 pips. If you're on anything above the 30-minute and up, you should be looking for 50 to 100 pips. If you're on indices and you're on the 1 minute to 5 minute, you should be looking for 300 to 500 pips for a scalp, or more like 200 to 500 range. All right. And if you're on higher time frames, you know, like 15 minute, 30 minute, hour, then you should be looking for, you know, 500 to 1,000. Thou wow. All right. But again, go back and back test. You can go back and look at it. I can go back and back look. Somebody asked last night, how do you move the chart so I can keep seeing more? All right, great. This button right here, it's called the scroll the chart. You hit that, boom, it takes you to the very end. You turn it off, now it allows you to go back in time. And now you can go back and look and see how many pips each trade went up, how many pips, it went backwards the wrong way. Like here, I can see, boom, this trade right here is a sell. It had 16 pip drawdown. It dropped 64 pips. We're on the M5. I can just go back and test it. And if I go back multiple weeks, multiple months, I can say, all right, cool. I've had this entry, that entry, that entry. I'm averaging about a 25 pip stop loss and a 30 pip take profit. All right, great. So let me give a little cushion on the stop loss to about 30 pips. And then let me go ahead and do a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. Let me do a 30 pip stop loss, and then TP1 will be 30 pips, and then TP2 will be 60 pips. All right. Go back and back test. Back test to 1 minute, back test to 5 minute, back test to 15 minute. All right. Figure out what works best for you. And you see, alerts don't come very often with T2. T2 is going to give you trades with a trend. All right. It's definitely not on MMT videos. I just had to look again, but I think I've seen it on Arrow ones. All right. It is on red light, green light for sure. If it's not on MMT, I'm actually going to re-record all red light, green light, and market maker trend videos and add some more information in there. So look out for that update coming this week. The 10 recommended pairs. I will share those with you right now. And this is for Arrow, but I recommend these 10 pairs, period, just because of their what's the word? Their volatility. These are the top 10 most volatile pairs in Forex, meaning they're going to give you pips. All right. So all 6 GBP pairs. All right. All 6 GBPs and 4 euros. All right. Now, what are the 6 GBP pairs? Let's go ahead and mark those. We have my BAY, GBP JPY, GBP USD, GBP AUD, GBP NZD, GBP CAD, GBP CHF. Those are the 6 GBPs. All right. And then the 4 euros. All right, the 4 euros are as follows. Euro AUD, Euro NZD, Euro JPY, Euro CAD. All right, those are the 4 euro pairs that I recommend. All right, that's the 10 pairs I recommend. All right, to start off with. That's it. I don't recommend gold. I don't recommend oil. I don't recommend any indices when you're starting off. You got to walk before you crawl. You may think you know what you're doing and ready, and then you get into a trade like a US 30 trade, and you enter a trade in, and that trade goes 500 pips the wrong way in 30 seconds before you even have time to close it out. That can happen. All right. When I marked up the chart and I watched the chart today, once it hit my entry, it went 33 pips below my entry. And within a second, as soon as the 8:30 candle popped up, it shot up 400 pips in less than a second. All right. Should I get Arrow and red light, green light? I'm still new. I would recommend Arrow and red light, green light. We will show you why. All right. Let's show you why. So here's GBP JPY. Let me add on Arrow and red light, green light so you can see the 1 candle strategy. This strategy right here is all you need. Doesn't matter what you trade. This is all you need. All right. This is it. All right. This is all you need. All right. First of all, let's go over the rules for the one candle strategy. All right. I forget we can do it here. All right. This strategy was created by the queen herself, Jackie Panada. So y'all give Jackie her flowers when y'all see her and talk to her. Matter of fact, everybody go into the Arrow Bag chat right now. There's 53 people on here. Everybody go into the red light, green light chat, or the market maker trend chat, or the Arrow chat, and drop Jackie the GOAT. All right, just go blow up the chat, Jackie the GOAT, because she created this one candle strategy. All right, the one candle strategy. All right, what is the one candle strategy? All right. It is a double confirmation of arrow and red light, green light. Now, why does this matter? Well, it matters because red light, green light is a strategy based on market maker's trend. All right. Because at the end of the day, if you don't know what the market maker is, a market maker's number one job is to create price for us to buy and sell at. So if they create the price higher, then overall price moves higher. If they create price lower, then price moves lower. All right. They create prices so we can buy and sell at. That's their number one job. They do other things as well, but that's their number one job. All right. And so if you know in what direction they're creating prices, you are on the right side of the trend. All right. Now, so one candle strategy, you must combine arrow and red light, green light. Now, there are 3 entry criteria. All right, 3 entry criteria for, and I'll show you all 3 of them on the charts as well. Number 1 is same candle. All right. Number 2 is side by side candle. And Jackie gonna look at the chat like, what just happened? And number 3 is one candle apart. All right, those are 3 criteria right there. All right, now I'm gonna show you on the chart, what do I mean by that? All right, let's go look at it. All right, let's go look at it. Boom. All right, so we are in a buy trend. All right, you got a what? You got a green light. You have on arrow more green zones than red zones. Everything's pushing up. So guess what? Boom, look at that. Same candle. You have a bounce, arrow, go entry right here, and a red light, green light entry on the same candle. You get in, yes, got a little pullback, and it runs up 37 pips before it pulls back big time. That is a trade right there. That's what you take. Same candle. All right. Let's see if we can find another one here. Here's one that's one candle apart, but you don't take it. This is a down arrow, nothing in between, and then a red light, green light entry. That's the one candle apart. You don't take that because it goes right into the zone. Don't trade into the zones. The zones are there for a reason. All right. All right, let's go to a different time frame to see if we can find something here. Go to different time frames. We can find there we go. All right, there we go. So you have a red light, green light entry here, nothing in between, and then an up arrow after the bounce arrow go. All right, that's what? That's one candle apart because there's one candle in between. That's one candle apart. The signals are one candle apart. All right, you're up 20 pips right now. All right, you're up 20 pips. So we got same candle, one candle apart, and then the next one is side by side. Here's side by side right here. Red S and a down arrow. Now I wouldn't take this because the trend is up, but Look how powerful it is. Still went down. Still a good one. And you got a side by, and you got the same candle here, which still went down. All right. So if you're more experienced, sure, take that trade. But for me, I like to trade with the trend. If you're a beginner, trade with the trend. All right. If you're a beginner, trade with the trend. But this is side by side. It doesn't matter if the arrow comes first or the red light, green light issue comes first. Doesn't matter. All right. Those are the three criteria for the entries on the one candle strategy. All right. That's it. What are the rules at? They disappear. There they go. It's a double confirmation of arrow, red light, green light. Arrow is a momentum indicator. It's going to give you arrows when there's momentum in that direction. All right. Red light, green light is based off of market maker's trend. So when you combine momentum of a direction, a volume, plus the trend of the market maker together, it makes a very powerful double confirmation, which has a very high win rate. All right. You don't believe me? Go check the track. People that utilize it and utilize it correctly, all right, are winning and winning consistently. All right. Again, this strategy does not mean you can trade against the market, meaning that don't trade into zones. So don't trade into a green zone. Don't trade into a red zone. Support resistance. Don't do it. Don't trade, or again, I recommend you can do what you want. I recommend not trading outside of the session that pair is traded. If you want to know what pairs are traded during what session, go watch the Arrow Strategy 3 video. I tell in that video what pairs are traded during what sessions. All right. For example, London session is big for Great Britain pound pairs, Euro pairs, CHF or Swiss franc pairs. All right. New York session is big for USD pairs, gold, indices, and the American indices, not all indices, but the American indices. All right. So you got to be, Asia session. Asia session is big for JPY pairs, AUD pairs. All right. Of course, there's more, but just to give you an idea of what pairs work best during which sessions. All right. Don't believe me? Go look at them. You can go look at the chart and see there's more volatility during certain sessions than there are outside of that session for that pair. All right. So that is why I recommend you get a silver pass and you get arrow, red light, green light. Because when those bad boys pop together, boom, take a trade. We'll look at one more real quick. We'll look at indice. We'll look at US 30 here, and we will put red light, green light, arrow on here so you guys can see the power of the combination of the two. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. Just the 1 minute. All right, boom. I wouldn't have took that one, but you see here, they're one candle apart, and guess what? Drop 493. Boom, look. Down arrow, bounce, arrow, go, blank candle, red S. It's one candle apart. That is a 585 pip drop. 585. Look at that, same candle. Googly moogly. 1,771 pips. Side by side. These are side by side candles here. It's a 400 pip scalp right there. It's nice. I can go on and on. I can go on and on all pairs. Go to the 5 minute time frame. You can find some more entries as well. All right. But this is why people are loving the one candle strategy that Jackie created. Shout out to Jackie. Bounce. This was from New York Open. Price ran up, wicked off Asian high, came back down, and it gave you a what? It gave you a bounce, arrow, go. So now you got a downtrend. And guess what this is? You got a red S. So the only time this red S is going to show is when the trend is what? Is down. All right. That's how the software is created. It only shows you a red S when the trend is a red light. So that's side by side. Down arrow, red S. That drop right there was 2,400 pips, almost 2,500. All right, check the chat real quick. So the B and S signals repainting. So yes, there's the only time they're repainting, and we're trying to figure out we're working on getting the code fixed. Should have it out, if not today, by tomorrow. The updated code is when the trend changes. All right. Sometimes most of the time, what it's doing is it is making, let's say, for example, that there's a sell entry right here on this candle, but you don't see it because we're in green light. But let's say it switches to red light, then boom, that red one pops up there. And you're like, whoa, that wasn't there. And that was like 10 candles ago. All right. It does that, but it also will sometimes, but very rarely, make certain ones disappear, certain entries. Like it may have a buy arrow right here. 3 candles later, it changes the sell trend and that buy pops, disappears. The rest of them will stay, but it's something to do with the ones that are real close to when price closes. So we're working on the fix for this right now. Should have it out tonight, if not by tomorrow. I will let you guys know so that everything stays. All right. For some reason, we didn't see this in the beta test, but the beta test group was a little bit more focused on EA than they were on the indicator. So shout out to you guys for finding that. We will get it fixed ASAP. If anybody knows me, I stand by no repainting, and I will get it fixed ASAP. What time zone is the MT4 in again? Depends on your broker. So your MT4 will be based off of your broker. So whatever broker you log into. So you have to figure out what is your time zone for your broker. All right. Bree, what's going on? Taking notes. Cool. No EU. You right, George. None of that EU. That's forbidden. You right, Hans. Euro USD is considered a cuss word for me. I don't like to cuss. Euro USD is trash. What's your lot size recommendations on a 2K account? Grady, I think we already talked about this. All right, I recommend 0.05. All right, if you're trading indices, if you're trading forex pairs, I recommend 0.01 lot size for every $100. So with a $2,000 account, you can use a little bit bigger lot size. I recommend a 0.01 for every $100. With these criteria, I suspect we only trade it in the money zone, right? And make sure this is enough space around it. Correct. Now, as you get more experience, trade outside the money zone. Once you start to swing trade or try to catch trades longer, or whatever the case may be, and you start to analyze charts a little more, start taking some trades outside the money zone. But in the meantime, as you're beginning to learn how to trade, take trades that make sense. All right. Not telling you this, guys, because Nate's playing safe. I'm telling you this. I do it. When I trade London session, I only trade German 30 and GJ. Those are London session pairs. When I trade US, New York session, we only look at US 30 and NOS. I'll pull up gold. And if I do pull up any forex pairs, it'll only be USD pairs. Now, if you want to look at something, I'll look at it for you. But I will only take trades on pairs that trade during the session. All right. You got to be disciplined. No matter how good an indicator is, no matter how good an EA is, EA is a little different. But don't take trades when you shouldn't take them. All right. Megan, we've already talked about this. So you have to change the settings for T1 and T2. If you want to change the settings quicker, right click on the black of the screen, select indicators list, double click on red light, green light, and you come straight to the settings. All right. Now, so you asked about the middle number. So when you're measuring stuff here on the chart, let's see, we got a bounce, we got an arrow, we get a next candle. Boom. There's 3 numbers here. All right. There's 3 numbers here. So let's go to this candle right here. There's 3 numbers. You see a 4, then a / 444 / 34602.9. So the first number means the number of candles. So the number of candles from here, this candle, to here is 4. All right. The second number, it says 430. That means the number of pips. All right. That's 430 pips for US 30. And then the third number is just price. So 34601.5. Right now, where our cursor is at, that's the price point. That's what those three numbers stand for. Again, Forex Basics will break that down for you. Make sure you're watching the videos in the back office, guys. All right. Let's come to the chat here. How much difference does a broker make? Mine is showing red light. Broker makes everything. All right. The entries for arrow and red light, green light, the zones for arrow, the red light or green light notification is all based off of price. All right. So if it's different than mine, it's based on your broker. Some brokers have significantly different prices than mine. I trade with a gentleman on London session every night. We got a little small group, and his charts are always significantly different than mine. All right. Last call, you're going to show us results for EA. All right. I'll show those at the end of this call. All right. When I tried to change TV1, TV2, it showed me an error message and said I didn't have access. That shouldn't be. So if you don't have that, if you have that issue, then send a trouble ticket to the customer service, or you can go to the website and just chat with them and they'll get it fixed for you. All right. It creates a bunch of different red light, green light indicators. It shouldn't. All right. Indicators list. If you have more than one red light, green light on here, that means you are literally clicking red light, green light on here more than once. You can put it on here multiple times. See here? Boom, 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 boom. See here? I have red light, green light on here 3 times. If you've got it on it too many times, just click on one, highlight it, hit delete. Click on one, hit delete. All right. When you right click on the black of the screen, hit indicators list, double click red light, green light, you can go to settings, hit OK, hit close, everything will be fine. Hit the red, right click again. You see it didn't add anything. All right. If you add it, if it has more than one red light, green light, it's because you added it from this side. All right. All right. So we got about 17 minutes left at the end of the call. What else do you guys need help with? What else can I go over for you guys? Which broker do you use so our numbers match? I'm using a funded account. So that's different. So our numbers will never match unless you're using the same funded account. All right. This is recording will be available tomorrow. But if you go to the back office now, you can find developer insight calls from previous months. So you can go and find more. All right. The middle number on the white drag line is always the number of pips. Yes, Megan, that is correct. That is correct. All right. All right, you still on 2-week trial? Cool. No problem. You still have all the same privileges. All right, so if you're on a 2-week trial and you have issues, hold on, Jonathan, you asked about 2-week free trial. So if you are on a 2-week free trial, you can still see all the videos in the Arrow Bag chat. All right, the same chat you got this link from to join the call, go to the chat, select the pin message, and you can see all the videos right there in the Arrow Bag chat. All right. Also, the link for all the education trading, all right, is in the Arrow Bag chat pinned as well. All right. All right. If you don't see, all right, when I click them, they turn yellow, but I can't find an option to add, just hide. Megan, whenever you go here and you add them, and all you do is you come here to create new chart, you'll find them on here. They might be in a folder. Like for example, here, if I come here and you add multiple charts, let me come here and add a whole bunch. All right. Boom. All right. Now it does what? I got a few here, but then it gives me categories. Forex, CFD. Go to these categories and you'll find what you're looking for. There's German 30 in CFD. It's not up here. Oh, there is Forex. AD CAD, no, CAD JPY is here, but it's not up here. So if you don't see anything up here, you come to the folder they're in, you find them, you click on it, it pops up on the chart. All right. If you don't have stocks to add, that means your broker doesn't have stocks. All right. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind as well. 2-week free trials. If you know somebody that has one, you can get it from them. All right. People that have 2-week free trials either got them from me in the giveaway, or they got them from somebody else. All right. All right. Bedtime here in the UK. Hey, thanks for jumping on. Thanks for jumping on. Megan, hopefully that covered all the steps. Like this, real easy. Again, trying to get JPY set up with Arrow Trade Manager. I can't get the pivot point straight. All right. So let's go to the Trade Manager. All right. To the Trade Manager. The Trade Manager is an expert advisor. All right. The Trade Manager is an expert advisor. I will walk you through what the Trade Manager does. To find it, you want to click on the gold folder with the gold star under charts. All right. You want to close all this out. You want to go to Expert Advisors. All right. Click on the plus sign. You'll see it there, Arrow Trade Manager. Double click that. The video in the back office and the video that's pinned to all the groups. There's an exact video of me showing you exactly how to add the Arrow Trade Manager, telling you exactly what it does, and walking you through all the settings. The videos are there, guys. Make sure you're watching those. So I just added it. All right. It's an Expert Advisor. Come to Common. Make sure all 4 of these are selected. Enable alerts, allow live trading, allow DL imports, allow import of external experts. All 4 of these need to be selected. Then go to input. All right. Take profit is in points, not pips, points. Only thing you do is you add extra 0. That's it. 50 pips is 500 points. 25 pips is 250 points is 25 pips. That's it. Points, add an extra 0. All right. So take profit, stop loss. Now I've got it set to where my take profit and my stop loss are both 50 pips or 500 points. All right. You can hide or show your take profit and stop loss levels. So if you want to hide your take profit and stop loss from your broker, you can hide it. If you're using a funded account, don't do it. Always double click on it here, hit the drop down and come to place. You always want to make sure the broker can see your take profit and stop loss. Some brokers will disqualify you and you will lose your account if you don't show it. All right. Next is your profit locks. So there's profit lock and there's trailing stop. These are 2 different methods. So you do not need to use both. Do not use both. All right. If you're using profit lock, come in here and make sure there's no trailing stop. If you're not using the profit locks, then disable them, double click on them and hit disable. And then also come to trailing stop and hit whatever trading method you're using. All right. I don't use a trailing stop. I'll put it on here for those who do, but I have mine set up with profit locks. Both of them say enable. So with a 50 pip take profit, what I'll do is once we get halfway in profit, 250 points or 25 pips, my first profit lock will be 5 pips or 50 points. That means once price is 25 pips in profit, it moves my stop loss from 50 pips below price, all right, to 5 pips in profit. That way, if price reverses on me, it's a guaranteed win. Oh, by the way, the trade manager, the EA. All right. So once you hit buy or sell, it will automatically put the stop loss and take profit on the chart for you. And as price moves, it will move your stop loss for you and manage the trade. That's why it's called a trade manager. You literally can set it and forget it. It helps make the process a little more automated. All right. You can literally hit buy or sell. It'll automatically place everything on there for you and manage the trade as it moves for you so that you don't have to sit there in front of the charts all day. Whenever I go to sleep, if I'm tired, I put my trade manager on to make sure that it manages my trade while I'm asleep. That way, let's say price goes all the way to 48 pips and my stop loss is still at, the regular 50 pip stop loss. And let's say price reverses all the way back to my stop loss. It was 48 pips in profit, but I was asleep. But the trade manager is going to make sure it locks in profit for me. Because I also got it set up to where profit lock 2 is when I get to 40 pips in profit or 4,400 points, then what? It's going to lock in 250 points or 25 pips. So if it gets to 48 pips in profit, I'm good because it's locked in 25 pips. So instead of me being stopped out at 50 pips, it locks in 25 pips for me, and I wake up to some profit. All right. Now, I'm not gonna go through trading stock because there's so many of them and so different, much to talk about. But the video for Trade Manager, I walk through all that. Also, the most important aspect, all right, is the chart symbol selection. All right. You either have all open orders or current chart only. All right. So let me explain what this means. If I have the Trade Manager on GBP/JPY and I have it on current chart only, that means these settings will only work for this chart, GBP/JPY. All right. If I have it set to all open orders, then I only need this Trade Manager on one chart, and it doesn't matter what pair I'm trading, it will apply these settings for every order, every trade that I make, even if I'm on US 30. So what does that mean? That means if you trade multiple pairs that are different from each other, they're not Forex pairs, they're not all indices, and you want different settings, you need to make sure you either turn off your Trade Manager or you have it set to current chart only. All right. If you have it on all open orders, people always talk about it. Man, every time I open up a trade, it closes out immediately. That's because you have a 50 pip stop loss, all right, on your Trade Manager. And oh, by the way, indices, they naturally have 100 pip stop, 100 pip spread. So boom, it's going to knock you out every time. That spread is 100 pips, so it's going to knock you out. All right. That is what's happening. All right. That is the Arrow Trade Manager. All right. Once you put it on, you hit OK. All right. Make sure the auto trading button is on right here. You'll know because it'll say Arrow Trade Manager and you have a smiley face. Once you have a smiley face, you are good to go. All right. You are good to go. If you need to come back to the settings, just click on the smiley face and boom, bring you right back to the settings. All right. If you need to remove it and take it off because it's messing you up on your indices trades, right click on the black of the screen, come to Expert Advisors, come over here to Properties. That opens up the chart for you as well, the menu. Or you come back over here to Expert Advisors and you hit Remove. And you see it disappear. It's not up there no more. All right. That's how that works. Check the chat here. We got 7 more minutes. Nate got the bag number 3. Just follow me. All right, guys. I only have one account. I don't have a backup account. If I have a backup account, I will announce it on my main account. I don't have a backup. I will never DM you first. I will never ask you for money to trade for you. I don't have some crypto platform to make you a lot of money. I don't have any of that. They're scams. All right. Quit falling for it. People fall for it. All right. And I say it every week. I make a point now to post every week. I do not have a backup account. I only have one account. I don't ask for money. Quit falling for it, guys. It's not me. I only have one account. I know some people have backup accounts and yada, yada. I only have one account and I don't trade for anybody. All right. I don't trade for nobody. I won't ask you for money. All right. If you only want alerts for the M5 and the M15 for red light, green light, then every pair you want alerts for, let's say you want the 5-minute and the 15-minute for GJ, then you need to have 2 charts up, a minute 5 chart and a minute 15 chart. That's how you get alerts for both. There is only 1 weekly insights. There are 2 weekly insights a week, one on Mondays, one on Thursdays. The one on Monday is typically at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then the one on Thursdays is at 3 p.m. Eastern. All right. No, I'm not doing free trial giveaways. I'm not. I don't have any. I've given away enough free trials and enough free funded accounts. All right. Right now, I got to get some more. I'm all out of funded. I'm all out of free trials, so I can't give out any more because I don't have any more. I give them all out. All right. If you take the trade on your MT4 app, will the trade manager still manage it? Yes, it will. As long as you have it connected up correctly, it will. Can you go over the German 30 trade you took last night? We got 4 minutes. I might be able to put it back up. This will be the last one I go over here. So German 30. All right. I took 2 trades last night. I took a buy, I took a sell. All right. All right. So I have my Asia session right here, right? I went to the H4 time frame to find my order blocks. As you can see, I have one right there. All right. And another one higher, but I'm not going to mark it because price never went up there. Down below, I had this nice little wick right there. All right, nice zone right there. Got that. All right, go down to the 15 minutes. All right, so you mark your Asia levels. There's Asia high. We do this every call. Asia low. If you've ever been on my calls, I'm not going to worry about Asia. Actually, I will measure Asia mid right now. Let's go ahead. I pull the Fibonacci out so I can figure out the 50% of the zone. Boom, there's Asia mid. All right, we here. Let me open up another German 30. I'll put it on here. Arrow. Red light, green light. All right, so arrow and red light, green light. All right, all right, all right. All right, so here's the open. All right, and then the pullback. All right, so got mine marked up. I come down, I trade off the M1. For those that have been on my London sessions, you guys know how I trade. I'm on the M1 time frame. If you've been on my New York sessions, I trade the same way. All right, and so guess what? All right, this gray line here is the last candle. You see here, it's the last candle before what? Before the London open. Well, you see here, what? This is the last what? The last red candle before what? Before the up move. Stretch that out. Before the up move. All right. Last red candle before the up move, right? Because this is the order block. Last candle before the up move that broke the highs. So that's an order block. Price came back in, touched that order block. That is where I bought from. Went back up. I bought in this area, took it up. So if you saw the buys, I had 2 buys on. I had one here and another one a little higher. All right. Now my sales. Why did I sell from up here? All right. I sold from up there. If you go to the 5 minute, on my 5 minute. Uh-oh. Boom. On 5 minute, what I have? Look at this wick. This is the last what? This is the last up candle before the down move that broke the low. So that's an order block. So if you go to the 1 minute, look what happened when it got to that area. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Head and shoulders, they kept rejecting that level. I got in and took it back to that same order block. Also, arrow told me to get in. Arrow, red light, green light. What's this right here? One candle strategy. That dropped right there with 650 pips. One candle strategy. Shoulder, head. I got on the second shoulder. I saw that. I was like, okay, cool. It's a head. It's a shoulder. It's a head. Boom, another shoulder on the 5 minute. On the 1 minute. And it dropped. And I got the entry. I just used the tools I have. That's how I caught the buy and I caught the sell last night. All right. That's it. We got end of the call, guys. Let me see here. Do you still trade binary ATM on binaries? I do not. I don't really mess with binary as much. All right. I don't really, guys. I'll show you the EA results. I've shown these multiple times. So there are multiple calls on them. This will be the last call that I show EA results. All right, this will be the last call that I show the EA results. All right, they have been shown plenty of times. They won't be showed again until it's time for the EA to be seen. All right, to be launched. So this is the last call. We will show EA results. All right, EA is not out right now. We need to focus on what is out right now. All right, and that's mastering our tools that we have at our disposal. All right, here are the EA results. All right, as of right now, this is just market maker. I have red light, green light results of today. I won't even show those because people don't. They just want to. All they want to do is look at EA right now. Right now, we don't even worry about that. So this is the market maker trend results. All right, we ran 10 different tests with market maker with different variations of take profit, stop loss, settings, things of that nature, entry criteria, trend criteria, yada, 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 yada. All right, what we found is we found 10 different strategies that played out pretty well. And that's what these 10 lines are here. All right, risk to reward. What does that mean? That means for every $1 I lose, I make something. So this one right here, that first one was $1.94 or 1.94. That means for every dollar I lose, I make. So every dollar I lose, so it's $1 I lost. All right, I make $1.94, which means that if I lost $1, I made $1.94. So I made 94 cents total because $1.94 minus $1 means I made 94 cents, which means you're going to always be profitable because you're making more every loss than you lose. So the goal is if you have a risk to reward ratio like of more than one to one, you're good. Now, if you have a risk to reward ratio of just 1 to 1 and your win rate is 70% or higher, you're good. And you can see here, what? Every strategy had a win rate of anywhere from 71.5% up to 80, almost 82% right here. All right. And in total return, this is for a whole year. So each strategy returned a certain percentage. This one had a 94.5% return, which means if you had a $1,000 account, you would have made $945 in a year. This one had 246% return. This one had 251%, 114, 108. If you round up, all right. Everything had a winning average return of 80% to 251% return in a year, and this is on conservative settings. So you can only imagine what it would have been had you been on aggressive settings or moderate settings. This is just conservative. All right. We were running only 6 pairs. We were running, let me clear it out right here to tell you guys what pairs. Running only the majors. So yes, we running at funky EU. We were running UCAD. We were running GU. We were running UCHEF. 1, 2, 3, 4. We were running NU, so NZD USD. And we were running, what's missing? UJ, we weren't running UJ. So UJ was the one we weren't running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's missing? EU, UCAD, GU, UCHEF, NZD, USD. We didn't run USD, JPY. Oh yeah, AU, AUD, USD. So we were running a $7,000 account. All right, we were running a $7,000 account on only those 6 pairs, 7K. So this first account right here, 94.5 times 7K is, I don't even feel like doing it in my head. 94.5 times 7. All right, this one right here made you $6,661.50. All right, in a year. All right, in a year. All right, 7K on this 246 right here. Whoo. 246 point, what is that? 0.71. It made you your account would be at the end of the year 17,269.7. All right. All right. Now, that made you over 10 grand in a year. It's nice. Now, past performance is not indicative of future results. All right. I got to say that. But what we did was, when you're testing EAs out, we tested the EA out on 99.9% historical tick data. So what that means is it was running on the data, all the data, every movement, every second, every movement of every candle of every time frame is recorded by the brokers. And so we purchased data from a broker that is 99%, 99.9% accurate based on the movement of every pip, every tick, every movement of every second, so that we can recreate the strategy in real time. So it was if we were running the software during the time frame. So these are accurate results based off of the last year. This is what it would have done had we ran the software and you took every trade. If you took every trade for these 10 different strategies, this is what you'd have done on this strategy, that strategy, so forth and so on. All right. So that is the data. I will not be going over that no more until we launch the EA. All right. We'll not be sidetracked anymore. We need to master the actual tools that are available. The EA will launch, and we'll have a launch call on it, and we'll go over everything we need to go on that call. All right. To kind of give you guys how it's going to start. I'm saying this so that it can be on the recording. This will be the last recording I talk about it on. Right now, Market Maker will have more intraday to swing trade style trades of those same Forex majors. So looking for the bigger swings, the 50, 90, 100, 200 pip moves. And then red light, green light will be more of a scalper of the majors. Within a few months, my goal is that Market Maker, you will trade only Forex pairs, and red light, green light will be with trades like gold and oil. All right. I'm not going to put indices on it right now. Gold and oil. All right. Is what it's going to be that way. They will be different. One trades Forex pairs, one trades gold and oil. And if you have a silver pass with both Market Maker and red light, green light, or you have a gold pass to have arrow, red light, green light, Market Maker, then you will be able to, and I'll be teaching on this, you'll be able to set up your own personal hedge fund style trading algorithm. You'll be able to build your own portfolio. You'll be able to tell it what Forex pairs you want and what percentage, what gold or oil and what percentage. That way you can build your own portfolio. I will be teaching you guys about a portfolio, the pros and the cons of a portfolio. I'll be teaching about, how to finagle everything so that you can have a conservative portfolio or an aggressive portfolio. All right. For example, if you ever look into a 401k and you pick like the life path fund, like when I was working, I would pick like the 2025 life path fund because it was aggressive, because the majority was made up of stocks. All right. You could pick a portfolio that's majority gold and oil, which are very volatile pairs, and less stocks. Or you could be heavier on the stocks and light on the gold and oil. That way you're a little more conservative. Or you could be 50-50. That way you're more moderate. So I'll be teaching all that. And that's the short-term version. All right, long-term, who knows what the sky's the limit. All right, we're going to get creative with this. We'll take it to the next level. All right. And last but not least, every quarter, we will re-optimize the software to make sure that we are staying true. If we see that, hey, whatever strategy that we decide to put into the software that we decide, if we decide that, or we see the numbers are deprecating, they're going backwards from what they showed us in the beginning, then we will re-optimize and find what now is the best setting. And we will now make that slight change to the EA. And I'll re-update the software every quarter to make sure that you guys have the best settings every quarter so that you stay on top of the game. All right. Let's check the chat one last time. All right. I know that what's the name is going to be, drawdown. Again, not answering any more questions. Drawdown, we'll go over that. We'll go over that. You'll be surprised by drawdown. If you guys If you want to know about any type of drawdown, go on my Instagram page at Nate Got the Bag is my only one. Go find Market Maker Auto Trader. I showed everything. I showed my FX books. I showed data. I showed drawdown, everything for Market Maker. 30% profit per month is what it was doing. Less than 5% drawdown. All right. That's what it was doing last year. Again, got to re-optimize. The market has changed. You want data, you want information. That's what everybody wants. Go to my page. It's the last call I'll talk about because we got to stay focused on the game plan. Once the EA comes out and we got the data, we got everything, we're working and we're rolling out with it, then cool. As of right now, I'm not going to sidetrack off of it. Looks like everybody got their questions answered. Going to cut the call now. We are over our time. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow for New York session. We'll make up for today's New York session. So I'll see you tomorrow. If you're going to trade tonight, make sure you trade responsibly. And I'll see you guys in the funny papers. Thanks.
There is a substantial risk of loss associated with trading Forex, binary options, stocks, or equities, collectively, asset classes. Only risk capital should be used for trading. Trading in any asset classes is not appropriate for everyone. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. No representation is being made that investors will make profits or will not sustain losses. Before trading in any asset classes, investors should consult with their professional broker, financial advisor, or financial consultant to determine whether trading asset classes is appropriate. Investors who trade in any asset classes should only do so if the capital used for this purpose represents funds that an investor can afford to lose without adversely impacting the investor's lifestyle. No trading strategy or methodology is without risk of loss. No trading strategy is risk-free, and no trading strategy can guarantee profits or freedom from losses. Investors risk losing the cost to execute any transaction, including associated commissions or fees. You should carefully consider whether trading in any asset class is appropriate for you in light of your investment experience and financial resources. Any trading decisions you make are solely your responsibility and at your own risk. None of the statements or materials in the Auvoria Prime chat rooms constitute a solicitation or recommendation to buy or sell.